Welcome back, guys. We have just landed in Sydney. Yes, the weather in Sydney is treating us a little bit better than what Melbourne does. Cameraman, show the weather. Before we actually came to Sydney, of course, Melbourne had to smash us. Seems like we can't avoid the shitty weather of Melbourne when we're recording these episodes. But anyways, welcome back. This is episode 3 of our treatment series where we go all around Australia and speak to our clients and friends and talk all things allied health and business. Today, we got the pleasure of connecting with one of our long-term clients, Dr. Bader the Chiro. He's been operating his clinic for 18 months now. He's seeing an average of 40 to 50 patients per week consistently. And he's going to be telling us exactly what his growth plans are moving into 2025, not only solely running his clinic, but actually scaling his clinic and getting his own first staff member on board. I know you guys are going to get an extreme amount of value out of this one. So pull out your notebooks and enjoy. How are you, my man?
See ya.
We made it. Dr. Bads the Chiro from Western Sydney. How are you, man?
I'm good. Good to have you boys here.
Likewise.
Meeting up for the first time.
Yes.
Love it.
Kicking into it, let's rip in. I want to know a little bit more about your story, man. Tell us a bit about your come up, where you studied at uni, what sort of work experience you had, how you sort of segued into running your own business.
Obviously went to uni, studied chiro. It was a 5-year course. After graduating, straight into work. My first gig was actually on the northern beaches in Sydney, so that was a nice stint. I was close by to Manly. Yeah, it was a good little lifestyle I had then. I'd work on Saturdays and head straight to the beach, so that was nice. And then after that, I sort of bounced around to a lot of other clinics. I worked in Leichhardt, in the inner west, Bankstown, Parramatta, and then eventually ended up here. Most of the time I was working as a contractor, which can be hard at times, right? You know, you sort of just don't know. It's very reliant on how many patients that you do see. So your income can vary week to week. Eventually I had the opportunity to get a full-time job here at Sydney West Sports Medicine with another business that was contracting this room. And then came to a point where the other company wanted to palm off this space and they offered me the opportunity to take it on and start my own business here. Yeah, that's how I started. That's how I've ended up here and started up.
It's like it was meant to be. Like
Yeah.
It just happened.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity and, you know, it was pretty much plug and play for me, which was quite easy. Yeah, but definitely along the way, I had my fair share of work experience and doing a lot of things to try and, you know, promote myself and get better as a clinician. I think that's one thing that a lot of practitioners don't realize is that, you know, in order to get clients, you need to put yourself out there. And I was doing a lot of unpaid work.
Yep.
So that meant going and doing like spinal screenings at, you know, local markets or shopping centers, doing injury assessment nights at gyms in the area. That didn't necessarily reap the rewards with clients, but, you know, that was all still character building and learning to network, build relationships, and, you know, all that had a part to play to get me to, you know, this opportunity and flourish.
Since you sort of went down that road, Bads, how can practitioners get crafty with their offers to get those initial clients through their doors to start building that solid foundation?
If you're trying to get people in through the door, you obviously need to provide some sort of offer that's going to appeal, you know, have people look your way over others. Something like offering a free initial treatment or a free injury assessment is an easy way to do that.
Yeah, a lot of people, from what I've experienced, they're scared to provide that free initial consult. What's your mindset behind the free initial consult?
Look, the mindset behind that is that you're getting this person in your door. So as long as you have this person in your door, that gives you an opportunity to prove to them your skill set, build a quick and trusting relationship with them. From that point, you leave them with some sort of knowledge about who you are and how you can help them. And hopefully they can see that you know what you're talking about and they can make a decision then and there if they want to continue with you. I think the biggest thing is just to keep in mind that not everyone that will come through your door will necessarily mean a sale. Just look at it as a part of learning and getting better at having these experiences with new people and new injuries or conditions so that when someone does cross the line, you can prove to them that you're able to help them.
Yeah, and the way that I see it as well, it's like the cool thing about this industry from a business perspective is that you're not seeing clients or patients in single sessions. What I mean by that is you don't acquire someone or acquire a new patient and just see them once and never see them again. The average lifetime that a patient I see across all of our practitioners is about 7-8 sessions. And that's great from a business standpoint, right? If you're providing that free initial consult, and like you were saying, not everyone does convert, eventually you will get that person that does convert and does stay on board. And then is the aim of the game just to keep stacking those wins and building your clinic?
Yeah, absolutely. That strategy is just one way to get people in through the door.
So I'm also trying to get down the line of, just to give you a little bit of context, right?
Yeah.
We're running paid ads. Say you're getting 20 new leads come through a week, yeah? And people are like, oh, this treatment is too expensive.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's holding them back.
Yeah.
So you've got someone that's contacted you, that is in pain, that needs your help. Your initial consult is 100, 150, 200, whatever that initial consult is. You know, you don't have consistent books yet, so you're still a new business. How do you position yourself to bring that person in, knowing at the back of your mind that there's a solid chance that you are going to retain them?
The main thing with that is just being confident in your skills. If you can back yourself and you're fully confident and competent with the results that you can give, then it'll come across to the patient, okay? And at the end of the day, look, the patient is the one that's in pain. It's their decision as to whether they want to get themselves better or not. But by showing through your conversation, through your table manners, the way you assess someone, the confidence in which you speak and diagnose and explain the treatment plan, that's how you can get someone over the line and convert those people that might have a bit of resistance. If cost is a factor, you can compromise. You know, there's nothing wrong with compromising the price, maybe for that initial visit, but then letting them know that, look, the following visits will be the same, you know, original price as mentioned.
Oh, cool. What made you want to start your own clinic?
I think I reached the point where I was confident with my skills, and I was getting to a point where I didn't want to work for someone else. In all honesty, I wanted to have the ability to run a clinic the way I wanted to. You know, that means marketing, you know, networking, treating even the way I wanted to. Those were the main things that sort of crossed my mind when I wanted to go out on my own. And at the time, I was actually looking for locations to go to, but thankfully this opportunity came and I took it on board. Primarily being confident in your skills, knowing that you're able to assess someone, diagnose someone, and provide a treatment that will provide the right outcomes, then usually that's when you'll feel at a level that you can go out on your own and treat and start a business. Sorry.
What have been the biggest challenges you've faced so far as a chiro?
The biggest challenges I'd say is definitely building up a client base, building a reputation as a chiropractor. Unfortunately, chiropractors probably don't get the best, they don't have the best reputation maybe in the allied health space. I don't think that's the case at the moment, but in the past it has been. People are always talk about, oh, you know, there's beef between physios and chiros, and also GPs not really liking or referring patients to chiros because they think that chiros will just crack you or hurt you. And because there's such a wide variety of how chiros treat, that's why that sort of idea is out there. So I think becoming a reliable and trustworthy chiropractor that treats in line with current research and medical practice is important. Another challenge would have been developing the skill set in terms of knowledge on how to assess someone properly and also being able to diagnose someone properly. I mean, we're talking about the human body here, and people are coming in with injuries and placing their trust in you. You want to know that you're confident and have the knowledge to be able to help someone out with a condition that might be really debilitating to someone. Another challenge is just learning and developing the craft, but that comes with time and experience, and the more people you see, the better you get.
And what about from a business perspective? So running your own business as a chiro, what's been the biggest challenge there over the past 18 months?
I think the biggest challenge has been as a business was just generally understanding the ins and outs of how to run a business in terms of finances, marketing, as well as working as a sole operator of the business, trying to time manage and keep on top of everything, because it can feel like you're doing everything at once. Getting a feel of how to delegate the time and prioritize certain tasks so that you can keep on top of everything. But definitely marketing has probably been the biggest challenge, which is why I've reached out to Metaflx, and it's just made things so much easier, and it's really reaped the rewards as well in terms of lead generation and exposure. I knew it was always a hole that I had within my business. I was running Google AdWords and, you know, have a fully functional website. I did have an Instagram account, but just I wasn't really utilizing it much. So yeah, once I understood the importance of marketing and got you guys on board, eliminated that challenge altogether.
But I found it really interesting, the first thing that you said as well, around developing the essential skills that you need to have as a business owner, which is time management, finances, finances, all those things. How did you build those skills? Did you invest in coaching? Did you read books? Did you listen to podcasts? What did you do?
A lot of it was just research, to be honest, just reading online, having a chat to other business owners and seeing how they structure their finances and how they go about time management and prioritizing important tasks as an entrepreneur or business owner. Yeah, and a lot of trial and error, trying things, seeing if it works, if it doesn't, tailoring it, and then eventually you get to a point where things are intact and are consistent, you've got the right systems in place, and things are good.
No, that's so good. And then building on what you're talking about in regards to the marketing, now that you've built that exposure and you've got those leads coming through, you're bringing new patients through your door. How are you successfully retaining these patients?
Obviously, the first thing that you need to do is do a good job with them and get them out of pain, because that's the whole reason why people come in. They've got a pain presentation, they want to get out of it as quick as possible. If you can deliver that within the time frame that you say to them, then you've won this patient over, and they're more than likely going to be a lifelong customer. From that point, it's important to keep in regular contact with these clients, even if it's just checking in once a month or sending out a message to all your clients, whether it's a text message or an email, just to let them know that you're still around and still have their contact and have them in mind when it comes to reaching out to your clients.
I would assume it would be quite difficult to maintain that contact, especially if you've treated them, you've fixed them, you do any, crafty things like text message campaigns, email campaigns. How do you usually go about maintaining your contact with those people?
Usually what I tend to do is just a text message blast.
Yep.
So I've got all my contacts on an online text messaging platform. I'll usually write some sort of message that might be educational or just a reminder. For example, it might be a reminder about having the importance of regular chiropractic maintenance treatments on a monthly basis. We'll send a text message out to the whole client list, and then you'll actually notice that some people will actually end up booking in. It might not happen straight away, but it could happen the following week or the week after that. That's when you know that sort of strategy has worked. And then with emails, I don't really do email marketing too much, to be honest. I will tend to use an email to follow up immediately after treating a patient for their initial consult, for example, just to check in, see how they've responded, if they had any questions following the treatment. That's the way I go about it.
No, brilliant. The thing that I've sort of started gathering, and obviously working with you over the past 6 months, you're just so crafty and you take initiative. You're not scared to try new things. You seem to learn and pick up things quite quickly and not be scared to implement them. You know what I mean? So yeah, you're one of the few practitioners I've actually engaged with that has actually tried these things, worked out what's worked for them, and actually been consistent with them. So if I was working for a clinic, so say, I've come out of uni, I've been working for a clinic for a couple of years, I've gotten relatively confident, I was thinking about starting my own clinic, what would be the items on a checklist that I'd have to tick off to be confident that I'll be successful running my own clinic as a business owner?
Definitely the skill set in terms of your manual therapy, knowing that you're confident and competent with deep tissue massage, dry needling, cupping, spinal manipulation or joint mobilizations, as well as your rehab. Okay, so that's going to be the product that you're offering, and that's the product that you need to be up to date and at your best with, because without that, then you won't have people coming back. The next thing would be having a relatively established client base. If you have a client base of roughly, let's say 30 to 40 patients, then I think that's a good base to start with, and then from there you can know that you'll have a relatively steady amount of income in order to run your business. The next thing I'd say would be to have some sort of marketing strategy behind you so that you can continue to generate leads and convert them, because without new customers, then obviously, the business and cash flow won't be happening. Are you keen for some needling?
Oh, we're up to the needles. Not the needles. Where are you going to put them?
All right, I'm going to do them very lightly.
Okay. All right.
Because I know you love needles.
Yeah, love the needles.
We're just going to go along here.
Okay. I haven't had them
we'll do some
before.
up through the traps. That's it.
Okay.
All right, cool.
All right, let's do it.
So we've mentioned skill set. We've mentioned client base. We've mentioned marketing. What's another thing that you might need?
On that point, right? On the marketing point, because this one's... Oh, the needle. Okay, it's not too bad. Like, it's quick, but
I'm being gentle with
I
it.
hate the feeling of it going in and out.
Yeah, got ya.
It's not that bad. I'm just being dramatic. On the point of marketing, right? All right, I understand it's an expense to the business. You know, businesses might be new, they might not have a lot of cash flow, but I do find a lot of allied health professionals are quite scared to invest and spend money in marketing. If you were to give some advice, because you're quite aggressive when it comes to marketing,
Yes.
right? You're doing everything. What advice would you give from your experience with marketing? And how has marketing benefited your business?
Marketing is extremely important. It's the thing that's going to differentiate between failure and success in a business. What you could always do is start small and then gradually build up. Something as simple as having a fully functional website and dedicating some funds with Google AdWords, for example, is a start. Once you feel like you have enough funds or you have enough cash flow to dedicate some more to marketing, then you should add something else to it. There are, obviously Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. These are platforms where you can market yourself without having to use money. But obviously once you add money and funds to the paid ads for those platforms, it's amazing the difference that it can make. It's the exposure that you can get and the leads that you can generate by adding a bit of money to running ads on those platforms. And then from there, you find what works, what doesn't. You can reallocate your funds to certain marketing strategies that you think you're reaping more rewards from, or you can just go full throttle and just feel comfortable and confident that you got all cylinders firing and that you know that you will be getting a consistent amount of leads coming through. So that would include fully functional website, Google AdWords. Let's say you've got a presence on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you have meta ads running. If you've got all of those things locked in, then rest assured you're definitely going to have patients coming through the door and calling your number or hitting you up on social media to have a chat with you. All right, we're going to
Okay,
needle
let
up
the
here.
next needles. All right, let's go.
You know what? I'm just going to tap them in. Okay. I feel bad.
No, it's fine. It's all good.
All right, cool.
Just need to focus for this. Oh, yeah. You're really looking after me here.
I am.
Let's go. Okay, we're good.
There's a nice little twitch there.
Yeah, I felt a little bit. That's good. Okay, let's focus on this one.
Tom needs to concentrate.
Need to concentrate on the needles.
It's so funny when you dry needle people. Most people don't like needles, right?
Yeah.
But there are actually people who love getting dry needling done.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, and they tell me to go hard.
Oh.
They want all the twitches and want you just to hit every single spot. Other people do not like needles, but I still managed to persuade them to get it done because it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
It makes a very big difference.
No, for sure. I do feel good after the fact.
Yeah.
Like, I've got no problem with needles and injections. I don't like the bigger needles when you actually feel the fluid going into your blood. Do you know those ones? And it actually hurts. It's like a bruise. But then with dry needles, I don't mind the initial sting. It's just the up and down feeling it in your muscle. Oh, but no, that was good. You looked after me there. You've been extremely successful at keeping your books full. What's enabled you to build that consistency?
Yeah, so I think first of all, when you do have a new patient come in, educating them on the importance of the first round of treatments. Because when first someone comes in, they're in the acute phase of pain, all right? And people will get out of pain quicker if you tend to see them more frequently. So usually what I recommend is 2 treatments a week over 2 to 3 weeks. Most pain presentations will significantly reduce within that time frame. Once that acute phase of treatment is over, I would then see them, for example, after a fortnight, just to let the body recover from the frequent sessions that we've done, as well as do any home stretching or exercise routines that I've recommended. Once they've come back, we do a review, and then if they're feeling good, they're back to doing all their daily activities, they're back to playing their sport, they're able to do things around the house and look after their kids and their family, then from that point, it's pretty simple to educate them on the importance of continuing with maintenance care, let's say on a once a month basis. So that's one way to definitely keep the books full just off one new client. The second thing is doing a good job with all customers that you see, because if you do a good job with them, then they're not going to see someone else. If you've done a good job and they know that you'll be able to help out with any issue that they present with, they will book back in.
Yeah, they're going to come back.
They will book back in with you, whether it's in a couple of days or a couple of weeks later or even a couple of months later, people will think of you and they'll be too scared to trial someone else. The third thing is just building a relationship with them, building a genuine relationship with your customers. A lot of my clients, I should say, you see them quite repetitively and you talk about things other than outside of the treatment room, how things are going in their life, what they've done on the weekends, and they learn more about you as well. So getting that friendly relationship going with your clients is very important too, because that's another big factor as to why they will come back. They like you as a person. So you need to be able to have good communication skills, good people skills, be able to connect with people. That alone can be a massive factor in keeping your books consistent. Even if you're not the best practitioner, that alone can keep your books full.
You're just covering all the bases. Like, there's no reason why they should look elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly right.
So what's your mindset behind sales as a practitioner?
When it comes to sales, sales is extremely important. Unfortunately, when you think of sales, people will think of the sleazy or sly car salesman that will try to sell you a car no matter what, in whatever way they can. But look, at the end of the day, sales is something that people in allied health need to be good at, especially if you're running your own business, but even if you're not running your own business. Because even if you're a contractor or an employee, you need to be able to close a client that comes in, and not in the way that you're milking money from them, but you're closing them in a way that you're going to be able to help them with their injury. Okay, that's the sale. Getting good at communicating, connecting, educating the patient on why the service is important, and also the disadvantages of not going through with their treatment. So all of these are very important parts that play in the role of sales as a healthcare practitioner.
But then in terms of your mindset, like, you're the practitioner, let's put your sales cap on. You're a salesperson because your objective is to close them, get them through your doors. How do you think of yourself as a practitioner selling that potential patient? What are you trying to sell them on?
Yeah, so I'm trying to sell them on the benefits of the treatment.
Yeah.
And what are the benefits of the treatment? Essentially to get them out of pain and to keep them out of pain.
Do you want to actually give like a little bit of a run through, like a breakdown overview on how your sales calls usually go?
One of the services that I do provide as a marketing strategy or lead generation is providing a free injury assessment over the phone. How that goes is basically there's an online form that people will fill out. Once that form is filled out, I will actually contact this person. Usually how it goes is I will contact the person and I'll mention to them that, hi, my name is Bada. I'm calling with regards to your online injury assessment form that you filled out. Are you available to quickly chat about this? Usually they'll say yes.
Yep.
And then from that point, I ask them questions about what their specific injury is,
Yep.
Let's say it's lower back pain. I'll ask them how long have they had the lower back pain? Where do you feel it exactly?
Yeah.
Have you had any previous treatment for it before? So you get a brief history about the injury. And then usually from that, you'll have a good understanding of what their injury is and whether you can help them out. At that point, I'll explain to them, look, your lower back pain doesn't sound like anything too major. It seems like it's mechanical lower back pain. Let's say it's just a combination of tight muscles and stiff joints that have built up over time. And then explain to them that the usual way I'd go about treating it. So that would include a combination of massage, dry needling, cupping, spinal manipulation, as well as exercises. And also the way you explain it, things like the tone, the speed, the confidence that you speak in, they'll be able to feel that over the phone. And then once you've mentioned to them that, look, this is something I can definitely help you out with, I just swing the question by them and just say, look, I definitely can help you out with this issue. It's just up to you whether you want to follow through with booking an appointment or not. So the ball's in their court. And most of the time they will say yes. At other times they might say, I need to think about it. But at the end of the day, even if they do not go through with the sale, they will keep you in mind. They know that you actually made the effort to contact them, have a solid 5 to 10 minute chat with them about their injury, and then they will know that you're someone trustworthy, reliable, and that they can go back to you if they have any issues in the future or decide to come back for a treatment.
Yeah. And then that qualifying question that you were just highlighting, do you ask that question before or after you've shared the price?
So usually with the price, I will share that information after I've asked them if they want to book in. At the end of the day, once people hear the price, if they know that you appear confident and that you know what you're talking about, sometimes the price point isn't too much of an issue and they're happy to go ahead with it.
Yeah. No, that's big. That's really good because me coming from a sales background, we usually aim to get 3 yeses before we actually proceed to the close. So if you can ask qualifying questions in the lead up to dropping the price, when you get that yes, yes, and yes, There's no reason why you can't go in confidently, say the price, and expect for them to come back with a positive answer. It's actually great that you highlighted that because I haven't seen many practitioners actually taking that approach. So that's a big takeaway. Bad, what's the most underrated marketing strategy that clinicians miss or don't take advantage of?
I'll definitely say social media. I don't think people quite understand the power of, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and how easily you can make yourself visible on those platforms. And the reason why is because in this day and age, this is what the new age marketing is.
That's where the attention is, right?
Yeah, it's an attention-based world now. By getting on those platforms and marketing yourself, getting content out there, that's where all the people are at.
And like the way that I see it is if you're creating content consistently, the nature of this business in the allied health space, you guys are limited to your, oh, that feels good. That one was good. You're limited to a specific geolocation. You've got a radius that you're working with, whether that's a 30-40 kilometer radius. If you are the one of the three or the only chiro in your local area that's producing content consistently, people in your local area are going to see that. You're going to be at the top of their feed consistently. You know what I mean? So why not take that opportunity to be front of mind? As you said, that's where people's attention is. Why not be that chiro in your local area on that person's screen? That way when they do face the challenge or they are in pain, you're the first person that comes to mind.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing is, those platforms as well, every age demographic is within those three platforms,
Yeah.
You might have the bit of the older population on Facebook. You've got, our generation. What's our generation? Generation Y or Z? Y?
Man, help us out.
What's our generation? Gen Y?
I think we got like two generations. So I think we're in a different generation.
You're Gen Z?
Yeah,
that's like the new ones. They're the TikTokers.
Yeah.
And what's
Gen
our
Z?
generation?
Millennials. I think I'm between millennial and Gen Z.
Anyway, besides that, so let's say...
Long story short, everyone's on social media.
Everyone's on social media. So you've got different demographics on Facebook, which are different to Instagram, which are different to TikTok.
Yeah.
So if you're available and you're doing your marketing on all those platforms, people are going to see you.
Yeah.
The world's going to see you, full stop.
Yeah, absolutely. And then in terms of you've gone quite aggressive on marketing across the board, but you've really started scaling up your paid ads initiatives. How has paid ads contributed to the lead flow of your clinic?
To be honest, as soon as we started running paid ads, within 2 weeks, I could see that something was happening. On my Instagram profile, I was getting likes on my videos from, random accounts that I didn't know.
Yeah.
I was getting more followers, again, from accounts that I didn't know. The general amount of views on each of my reels increased as well. Furthermore to that, free injury assessment promo that I promote, that started to become a lot more consistent.
Yeah.
I was getting more leads through that. Definitely, it added a whole nother layer of lead generation when we switched on those paid ads.
And then what does that tangibly look like? So, for example, the strategy has been drive traffic to that free injury assessment form. So the person puts in their name, their phone number, their email address, and a little bit of a description as to what their injury is. That then you then get fed a lead form. You then call that lead. What does that tangibly look like for you? So how many leads have you been generating? How many of those leads have you been able to close? And what has that meant for the actual growth and consistency of your clinic?
Yeah, so, let's say, I think in the month of October, roughly, I can't remember off the top of my head, but probably would have generated about, let's say, 30 to 40 leads.
Yes, correct.
And of those 30 to 40 leads, I'd probably say about 40 to 50% were converted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's solid. Why invest in working with a marketing agency?
The reason why it's so important to work with a marketing agency is that you need some sort of strategy and guidance to make sure that your marketing is working. There's so many intricacies to these social media platforms. I think as an allied healthcare practitioner, you just want to focus on your work. You want to focus on your clients and getting them better and providing the best service you can without having that distraction or headache of knowing that, oh man, I've got to upload this video now, or I've got to upload this photo, I've got the caption to write, and it just gets overwhelming, you know what I mean? So it's very important to find yourself an agency that can help you with all of that, because it just takes so much stress and load off your shoulders.
Yeah, for sure. And that seems to be the consistent message that we get across, in this series so far, but the feedback that we get overall from the clients that we work with. How are you going with the treatment? Do you want to move into the adjustment side of stuff, the chiropractic adjustments?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, so the first one we're going to do is a lower back adjustment. Okay, so for the lower back adjustment, we're going to get you side lying. So we're going to get you lying on your side, facing me this way first. I'm going to get you to come a little bit closer towards the edge of the bed.
Yep.
A little bit more, yeah, that's good.
I've actually never had chiropractic adjustments done properly, like
Oh, really?
proper, yeah.
All right, so first adjustment, lower back adjustment, I'm going to position you.
Yep.
All right, so this leg, we bend this leg up, just there. We're going to drag this leg forward, just like so. I'm just going to bring your hips a little bit closer. There we go. With your hands, you're going to interlock them, like so, and then just place them up on the waist here. Cool. All right, from this position, we're going to do a little push and a twist in this direction, and we should hear the lower back release. You ready?
Awesome, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, just keep a tight grip with the hands. I'm just going to bring this leg up here. A little push through there. Here we go. Good. All right, we're going to do the other side. So rolling over. All right, coming a little bit closer towards the edge again. Yep. And then this leg up. Again, just going to twist you. Little push. Here we go. Good. Nice.
Nice.
Okay, line on your back.
Back.
Yeah. So we're going to do an adjustment for the rib, okay?
Okay.
It's called a rib roll. So
Okay.
basically, you know how sometimes you get tight around the shoulder blade area?
Yep.
So this is an adjustment for that joint, costovertebral joint.
All right.
So what you're going to do is just give yourself a hug,
Yep.
okay? I'm going to roll you slightly towards me. All right, from this position, we're going to roll together,
Yep.
and then I'm going to punch through there. Ready?
Sounded great.
All right. Here we
Let's
go.
do it.
Good, good, good. Just here.
Yeah. I felt
Feel that one?
Yeah.
Swapping the arms
little-
around. Yeah, little pop. And again, here we go.
Yeah, that one was good.
Nice. Perfect.
Beautiful.
So we'll do the neck.
Okay.
You ready for the neck?
Yeah, ready for the neck.
All right, so you're pretty jammed up through here. So for this, we're going to position the head like so. And we do a little push that way. Okay. There we go. Just through there.
Yeah. Nice.
One more. Give it just through here.
That one was good. Oh. Felt that one down my spine.
Yeah, man. We're going
Nice.
to do two more. So
Okay.
this is going to be for your upper back.
Okay.
So I'm going to get you sitting back up, just facing that way.
Facing this way?
Yes. Now for this, I'm actually going to need you to put your hands behind your neck. So, going to come through here, elbows in. Good. From this position, we're going to go back, and then we're going to push.
Okay.
All right, cool. Here we go. Good. One more. Same thing. Good, good, good. Nice. How's that?
Oh, those adjustments felt so good.
They're
Actually
good,
feel
eh?
a lot more loose,
Yeah,
loosened up.
that's what people come for. They love those adjustments.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Bads, moving forward, looking into the next 6 to 12 months, what does business look like for Spine and Health Co?
Yeah, look, I think business, the goal will be to continue to grow, hopefully get to a point where I can bring someone on, hopefully taper down my days slightly and bring someone else to work part-time. And then, who knows, maybe down the track, once I feel I'm ready for a new challenge, consider expanding. You know, maybe I'll look for another space and continue to grow the business that way.
No, that's super exciting. And then, you know, looking into the future, based on everything that you've learnt so far, you've built an extremely solid foundation for your business. You're seeing 40, 50, in some weeks 60 patients a week, right? What are the two most important developments or improvements you see that you need to make to achieve that goal in the next 6 to 12 months?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing will just making sure that, you know, there's enough clients, there's some overflow in order to bring a new worker on. I've had that experience before where I've worked at a clinic and there probably wasn't enough patients to distribute to other practitioners. You know, that could have been myself including. I don't want to have someone on board and have them feeling like they're not doing any work or they're not doing what they're supposed to do in terms of treatments and progressing as a practitioner.
Yep.
Nothing worse than, you know, sitting in an office with no patients, not treating anyone, and trying to find something to do to pass the time, you know? So I want to make sure that there's a good amount of people coming through to bring someone on.
Yeah, and then on that, because we discussed this in the, you know, early stages of actually launching paid ads, one of the benefits that we see of running paid ads is that you start to build a very, very consistent lead flow. And building a consistent lead flow and having a good sales process in place, what does that mean? It means that you've got a consistent flow of patients coming through, and then that enables and starts to create an environment of predictability, right? So if you know that you're booking in 40, 50 patients on a weekly basis and you've strung 3, 4, 5, 6 months together at that level, you can start being like, all right, I'm spending $1,000 on ads. If I want to bring someone new on, maybe I'll scale that to $1,500. You might want to go aggressive and go $2,000, so double it. And on month 1 or 2 of making that adjustment, you're pretty much able to provide full books for that next person in line.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the trajectory that I can see this clinic going on, especially with what you guys are helping me out with in terms of the marketing. I say maybe a year down the track or a couple of years, but you never know, it could happen even sooner.
Yeah, for sure. What's been the biggest benefit of having Metaflx by your side throughout the process of building your clinic?
The biggest benefit of having Metaflx with me is, almost everything, to be honest. You guys have helped me with the marketing side of things, social media, posting, captions, creatives, providing me with ideas on what type of content to create, editing the videos. That's sort of where we initially began, right?
Yep.
As I grew, your business grew as well. So you guys have almost become business builders now. You've incorporated meta ads into the marketing, which has added another layer of growth to my business. And you've just taken the burden of me having to worry about marketing off my shoulders. And another thing is that you guys are always easy to communicate with. We have regular meetings over Zoom. We've built a relationship, so we're not just business partners. As I like to say, we're good friends now.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially meeting in the flesh as well, finally.
For the first time, yeah, exactly. And it's just been a really positive journey. I'm happy to be a part of the journey and seeing you guys grow and helping each other out. And what else can I say? I'm lost for words, You guys mean so much to me.
I appreciate that, man. And it goes vice versa, like we're business builders, we're business growth partners. Like I'm not just a marketing guy, I'm not just a guy behind a camera recording videos and editing stuff. We are very, very passionate about building businesses. We started Metaflx because we knew marketing is such an important part of building a business, and that was our strength. So we thought we'd bring that to the table, partner with like-minded individuals that are aggressive in building their business as well, and build a long-term relationship. And just like you were saying, if you're able to build really strong relationships with your clients, as you've successfully done with your patients, same with us. We're like, if we can build really successful, strong, meaningful relationships with our clients, as well as back that up with results, there's no reason why they'd leave us, So Our business has grown and evolved significantly over the past 12 months. But, the way that we build the business and evolve the business is all in the best interest of our clients, because all these additional services that we're able to provide, they're designed and built so that you guys continue to grow and build as well, So that's what it's all about with Metaflx.
Yeah, for sure. Another point I wanted to say is that another thing that you guys stand out with is you guys actually come to me with ideas. You guys actually take the initiative to recommend new strategies of marketing that I didn't even think of. The way that you sort of integrate certain platforms to monitor lead generation, whether leads have been converted, other strategies to keep in contact with. You've come across with so many new ideas that I, for one, wouldn't have thought of. And maybe other agencies don't have that initiative either. Yeah. You want to have, when you work with someone, especially with marketing, you want that. You want them to be able to come to you with ideas and suggest recommendations to get the business growing, to get better results.
No, I appreciate it, brother. It's been an absolute pleasure actually meeting you in person for the first time, and no doubt we'll be back for more.
Absolutely, man. It was a pleasure seeing you guys and looking forward to going further together.
All right, guys, we are at the end of the episode. If you made it this far, I'm sure you got an immense amount of value out of this episode and related to the content. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us directly on our social media platforms. And if you would like to discover how Metaflx can help your business, click the link in the description of the video and select the date that fits your schedule best. Feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode.